all the 1,000 features, because some of the features may be redundant. So for that, if you use PCA and you convert it to eigenvector, then you can select sort the eigenvalues and select suppose 50 or 60 top features for the transformation. Okay, so after you sorted it, so to get the transformed image, you have to matrix multiply with the input image that you're getting. It's not actually directly the input image. You have to subtract the mean value, and that value will be used, that transformed value will be used for the matrix multiplication. So you have 4 components. So for 4 features, you will get not here you can say in the PCA it's called as components. So for the 4 components, you will get 4 transformed images. Okay, for the satellite images, you don't have to do anything else. You just have to display the transformed images for each of the vector. Okay, mm, in the tutorial, the PDF, it is mentioned. Okay, and that's it for the satellite images. It's not very difficult if you have already done the covariance matrix, and it won't take much time. Okay, is it clear for the satellite images, or is there any doubt?
Ma'am, you said we have to calculate the mean. Can you elaborate a little bit more?
You have to mean when you're calculating the covariance metric, you have to do the mean subtraction from the input image, right? That's how we calculate the covariance metrics. So when you're projecting, like, it's kind of projection. Okay, the transform image that you're getting, it's kind of projection with respect to that dimension or that component. So when you're projecting, you don't use the original values. You have to use the mean subtracted values for the x. Okay. Okay, any other question? I think it's very clear also in the PDF also. Just keep track of the dimensions that are being used. Keep track that the dimensions are correctly done. Okay. And for the matrix multiplication, you can use the np dot function for calculation. Okay, so for the I'm switching to AT&T database. If you still have any questions about satellite images, you can ask anytime. So for the AT&T images, you will have the training and testing images separately. Okay, there are total 40 persons in the database. 40 you have to identify 40%, and for each of the subject there are 10 images. Okay, so after you divide the training and testing, like you can do it 80-20 or 70-30. It's not fixed, but don't do like 50-15, then it will affect your result. Okay, and if you do 90-10, then it will be more like a bit biased. So it's 80-20 or 70-30, like that. For the yes, so after the train and test image division, same, you have to do the mean subtraction, then the covariance matrix, and like that the eigenvector for the training images. Okay, after you get the eigenvector from the training images, you have to create for all the images, you have to create the eigenphase and the phase signature. Okay, so after you get the eigenvalue, um, you have to create one loop that takes all the training images and create a phase signature for each of the training images. Phase signature is nothing but the projection of the each of the phases. Okay, sorry, the eigenphase is the projection of each of the phases, and phase signature is dependent on the mm, phase signature is kind of dependent on the number of features that you are considering. Okay, so after you have the phase signature, you have to calculate for all the phases you have phase signature, and for the test cases as well, you have to project project by multiplying the eigenphases with the test image. Okay, now for the transformed image, you have to compare with the all the phase signatures that you have created. Now using that, uh, you have to calculate the Euclidean distance or Mahalanobis distance, any distance you can consider. Use that to calculate the distance between the each of the phase signature from the training image and with the transformed test image. uh, uh, Depending on the minimal distance value, you have to assign the corresponding subject id to the test image. Okay, so that's how you can calculate for this one, you have to show the accuracy of the system. And it would be better, because you will have um, the number of components actually will depend on the number of train images that you take. So you can take a number of components, suppose 30, between 30 to 50. Take the number of components between 30 to 50, and you have to plot the accuracy, that how the accuracy is changing depending on the number of features. Okay, suppose your total number of the components that you are getting from the eigenvector, that is suppose 240. Okay, so but you don't have to take all the 240 features. Take the first 50 features that has the highest eigenvalues. Among those features, you can take 30 features, or for 31, 32, like that you have to take, and you have to plot the accuracy for the increasing number of features, and to see just how the accuracy changes with the number of features. Okay, I know it sounds a bit confusing. Once you do it step by step, uh, then I think it would be like more clear to you. And okay.
Ma'am, selecting the number of features, that is analogous to what we select as k, right?
Select as K.
Yeah, in the PDF, there's we have to select a value of k, right?
Yes, yeah. So actually not K, that is capital M, the number of features. K is the variable, yes, but
Out of which we have to select k features, right? And increase the
yes,
number of k so that we'll can show that upon increasing the value of k, accuracy is also getting increased, right?
in the PDF, K means that the first feature, second feature, third feature, like that. Okay, so it is the not number of features, it is the first feature, second feature, like that. Okay, K. And M is the total number of features. Suppose you have here you have four components, right? RGBI, and we tell you to take two most important features. So m will be equal to 2. So you have to show it for 1 and
Ma'am,
2 like
total
that.
number of features will be P, small p, not M.
Small p.
Ma'am,
Where?
actually, sir, I shared a PDF yesterday.
That
Uh,
I don't know, but the one that
Face
I
recognition
shared.
using principal component analysis
Okay. Okay,
from.
that the notation can be different, but the
Mm,
thing is the number of features, and like that is I'm talking about the number of features. So instead of just selecting 30 features, we don't know that how many features. If we take 10 features, whether it will the system will be good or not. Like we have to find a kind of trade of value so that the system doesn't get like too complicated. If we take many number of features, it means the system will take more time to process, right? So that's why if the number of features are less, then the system is fast. So we kind of have to find the trade of value that the number of features is less, but the system accuracy is also good enough for the system to work, like that.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I also shared the
Mean and
PDF
covariance we have
yesterday
to
in the
calculate
chat.
by us, or
Huh? Sorry.
Ma'am, actually, I have shared the
ma'am?
PDF that Shad have shared in the
Wait.
chat so that you can read it.
Okay. Okay. Yes, someone
Yes,
else
ma'am.
was asking
For
something.
calculation of mean, yes, ma'am. For calculation of mean and variance, do we have to write that function ourselves, or we can use
No, no, you
inbuilt
can
function?
use NP mean and statistic covariance. Okay.
Ma'am, actually, for calculating covariance, we can't use the built-in function because in the PDF, the covariance mean is different. So we have to use our built-in function for calculate covariance.
Okay. That you can do.
Ma'am, that is surrogate covariance in PDF.
Yes, you have to use surrogate covariance. Yes. Hmm. Okay, yes, sir has already shared this PDF. Okay, so yes, all the steps for the test training and testing are mentioned here. You can follow all the steps. Okay, thank you. Who shared it? Aditya, right?
Yes, ma'am. One more thing about this PDF. In When we calculate mean and covariance in
Hmm.
this PDF, there is no division with the number of, I mean P. If you read the PDF,
Yeah, it should be divided by the number of.
P,
Yes, yes, it should be divided
and in covariance, it should be P minus 1, P into P minus 1, something like that.
in the covariance.
Covariance in step number 4, covariance
Hmm.
or CPP, covariance divided by a P into P minus 1 or whatever the formula of covariance was. Covariance formula is something like that now, that x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by P number of total cases. In this case, divided by n.
Yes. Okay, so you're saying that it will be p minus 1.
No, no, P minus 1 whole square.
P
No, no,
minus 1.
only P minus 1, only P minus 1, only P minus 1.
You were talking about the dimension. In
No,
which
ma'am.
line? Can you tell?
Actually, in third formula of covariance, the CPP. If you could
Third
see the
formula of the CPP. Okay.
C of P of P. For whenever we calculate like mean, if we calculate mean, we should divide by total number of observation, right?
Yes.
Similarly, if we calculate covariance, we should divide by total number of observation minus one.
No. Yes. Actually, the one that you are talking about, na, that is sample variance and the
Yes,
total
ma'am.
variance. So
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
saying, so that is actually not those who use statistics like strictly, they can like, it's up to you, it's not like fixed that you have to use this also. Those who are statistician, they are very particular about that. They generally use the -1 version. Okay, for this you can use the directly the number of.
Divide by P.
Yes, yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, as per that PDF that Aditya just has shared,
Hmm.
uh, we have to create the phase database. Okay. So
Just give me 1 minute. I'll open it.
yes, ma'am. So first we have to create the phase database that is given in the PDF. So if, for example, we are taking 60-40 ratio of training and test case, for example, so every like 6 images per person, 6 test training sets per person, if we are taking,
Yes.
then
Yes.
what is the value of P? It will be 240, like number of
What will be
features.
the value of
P.
P? Okay.
We have to take 240 images, no?
Yeah, 240 images. Yes.
Okay. So we have to create single phase database, and then after creating the phase database and calculating eigenvector and signatures and all that thing, we have to one by one we have to check our test images. Like
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
in
For
our case, it would be 160 test images. So
yes, for 160 images, you have to check it for all the 240 training images.
yes, ma'am. And one more thing, ma'am. At the end of this PDF, they mention the second part, like add imposters into the test set and then recognize it as the not enrolled person. Can you explain that?
It means that suppose you can do like, don't take all the 30 40 40 folders. Okay, you can take one or two out. Suppose you take 38 folders for the train and testing. Okay, now you can treat that 39 and 40th folder as the imposter. Suppose they have not yet registered to a system, so it is kind of to identify that that those person do not already belong to the system, like already don't have.
So ma'am, how we will check? Like after all, we are like calculating the minimum distance, na?
Yes. So that's same now, right? You already have the test images with you. Okay. Instead of that test images, you can take the images from those two folders.
Okay.
Now, if you in this process, we are taking the minimum distance, right? So instead of, if you actually it depends on analyzing your system first, then keeping. Suppose you have already taken for example, you have taken the training images for training of the model, and you have taken the test images. Okay, now you already have some accuracy. Suppose this many people have falsely identified, and this many correctly identified. Okay, you have the data. Now if you for a if you kind of set a threshold that okay, so if the similarity is more than 70%, then I will take the like the classified like it, I will consider the classification done by the system if it the distance between them is uh, okay, if we are taking the distance, then if the distance between them is less than 30, then then only I'll take uh, consider the classification. Okay, so you have to actually find out the threshold value from by evaluating it from the train and test data that you already have. Okay.
Okay. So I have to calculate the like set the threshold distance, threshold minimum
Yes,
distance.
yes. So when you do, like when you are doing it with the test images, you are getting some distance values, right? So you have some minimum distance. Suppose if the minimum distance that you are getting is 90, so there is no point, right, to classify it to the if to any particular person, because the distance is so much. So you have to find the
Okay.
threshold from all the test images that you are having uh, by analyzing the minimum distance.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have to do this it in this assignment, okay? The imposter one, that is not part of this assignment.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I just wanted to clarify, are we submitting both the satellite image and the face recognition or only the face recognition?
both the satellite images and face recognition. Actually, sir told me that he had already discussed about the satellite images, so that's why I merged it into a single assignment. But you have to submit for both.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ma'am, due date is February 6.
Yeah, yes, because this assignment is a bit complicated, so that's why I have pushed the deadline till February 6,
Okay, ma'am. Thank
6
you,
or
ma'am.
7. Okay.
Hello, ma'am. Hello,
Yes.
ma'am. We can all like why can't we like use inbuilt covariance function like
In the inbuilt covariance function, uh, that is in the statistic. Uh, if you
yes,
want to,
ma'am, we can get like P cross P covariance matrix
yeah,
if
you
we pass
can
transpose of
actually get the value for But you have to again, I guess you have to divide it with the number of test samples that you have. Like you have to normalize it.
Ma'am, actually,
Yes.
actually in this experiment, we don't want the actual covariance matrix. We want the surrogate one. So in surrogate one, in PDF CPP covariance matrix formula, it is given that delta of data minus a mean of first one. I mean to say, if we want to calculate the covariance of only delta data, then the mean would be different.
The mean would be different.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, if you see in a covariance of mn comma mn, the mean is the normal mean that we have calculated for our data.
No. Actually, you just listen. Okay, Aditya. So the dimensions, if you could consider, if you just multiply, there is just a twist in matrix multiplication. Suppose you have two matrix A and matrix B. Now the dimension of the A is P cross Mn, and the dimension means N cross P, and for the first matrix, and the second matrix is P cross Mn. Then you have ended up with this. After doing the covariance, you will end up with this Mn cross Mn. So now this Mn cross Mn is extremely large size, and in the Mn cross Mn, so if your image size is 320 to 480, and if you just multiply them, suppose some 10,000 something is coming, so 10,000 cross 10,000 matrix will end up. Now from the 10,000 cross 10,000 matrix, so you are very difficult to find these dimensions, these eigenvectors in that direction where you could get the maximum variance. So that is why in this surrogate covariance matrix, what you could do, you are just changing this row and column. Okay, instead of doing this Mn cross P, you just first take the transpose. Okay, P cross Mn into Mn cross P. Then you will end up with this P cross P. That's it. So this mean difference will be the same.
Yes, the mean would be same. The dimensions change.
Sir, we are doing mean 0. So in step number 3, if you see that delta is calculating for mean 0, right?
No, just listen to me. The mean that you'll have to compute, you'll have to do this mean row-wise mean, not the column-wise mean.
Yes, sir.
The mean that you have to compute, you are supposed to compute the mean in the previous step. This is a row-wise mean, not column-wise mean. If you do the column-wise mean, so you will not get the correct results. Because this row-wise means it will give it to the distribution of, mean will represent, a mean is a value. So one value will represent the entire distribution across all the populations.
Yes, the mean is the pixel value, all the values that are pixel values that you have to take as the mean. It's not for each of the features.
Yes, it is not the column-wise mean. It is a row-wise mean.
So sir, then we can use the inbuilt function by passing the transpose of the delta.
Yes, you can do it.
Yes, you just have to divide it.
You have
by passing the transpose, we will get the P cross P.
Exactly, you can. You can use. So now, before using this COV, you take the previous step. A is equal to A transpose. Then this A transpose will be done in the A. Then you can call it this COV. No? Then the dimension has to be matched. Are you getting my point, Swaraj?
Yes, sir.
Then you can use it.
I'm by after transposing and passing to the covariant function, then you will get the P cross P.
Yes. So you will be ending up with this P cross P matrix. That is my point. So that's why you are going to use this surrogate.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, in step number 2, we are calculating mean of our original data, right? Capital M. Right, and now in step number 3, we are calculating mean 0, which is subtracting our main data from our mean data, which is giving our delta. Right.
So now after doing the mean 0, you will have the Mn cross P again.
Yes, sir. That much I got. That much I got. Now in step number 4, if you directly calculate the covariance of delta, delta of P cross P of transposing it and then calculating covariance, then it would take the mean of delta, not the mean of our phase database of step number 2. That is what I'm saying then. If you, sir, in step number 4, if you directly calculate the covariance of delta, then it will first calculate the mean of delta, then convert it into covariance matrix. But in surrogate covariance, we have to minus the mean of our original data, not the mean of our delta.
No, actually the formula that we have written in step number 4. Okay, in this step number 4, if you just see covariance of Mn cross Mn. So now actually this formula, I mean, you don't go with this formula. It is just our representation that we have done it. Okay, so now you can simply apply the formula for the covariance matrix. X minus x1 into y minus y1. So x minus x1 into y minus y is square, then you can have simply just a transpose. So do not get into details in the complex terms. There is a very complex things is there. So you just try to understand the concepts.
No, sir, actually I read from YouTube and other sources, they have said that for calculating the covariance of our surrogate data, you have to subtract the mean of original data, not the mean of our delta data, mean zero data. I mean to say that.
Okay, means you are trying to say this, you have to subtract from this, from the actual
mean of original data. Yes, sir.
But yes, so you can also go with things, but here one step is being introduced. So you are telling that why you have introduced this step number 3, isn't it? Do mean
yes,
0.
Sir. Yes.
Okay, so that is it. Yes, it's fine. Dekho, it is a very good question. That first thing is that whenever you are doing the PCN, that I have already explained, and some paper I means already given to you. One paper that I already given to you. So here it is so mean 0. Dekho, so the main concept of the mean 0 is that because whenever you are doing some kind of statistical analysis or any kind of things, so you are going to attract some kind of errors. So always you are trying to find an error in such a way so that there's a if we are assuming that your error that you are going to have, it follows some Gaussian distribution. So if it follows a Gaussian distribution and if it is having some standard normal, then standard normal always the mean 0, standard deviation is 1. That we used to follow it. Okay, so mean 0 means, so 0 means will represent that it is in symmetric structures. So if you just have a you just draw a bell shape. Okay, and one part of the portion, if you have some data, so one part will be portions will be there in the negative side and another part in the positive side. Then your mean will be somewhat like that in the 0. Okay, so now in mean 0 means that this equally these data are equally distributed over this entire region. So that is why we are going to have the mean 0. So if you do not incur it, so now this mean 0 means here another advantage is that if any noises is also there, suppose whenever we are going to capture this data, I mean the images, so you are attract some kind of noises like this. You are going to attract apparatus noise, some environmental noise, any other noises are there. So now if you just try to subtract this mean, so now your noise will be automatically removed. So that is also another reason that we are going to do the mean 0. But your data is clean data. Okay, if your data is absolutely clean data, so no need to apply this mean 0. So you can directly come from this step number 2 to step number 4 that you can do. Okay, Aditya.
Okay, sir.
So that is the reason that you please remember there is two things. One is for the 0 correction. Actually, so any device that you are going to use, either it is your mobile or any sensors. Okay, any hardware device, we used to have some 0 corrections. Means calibration is required. Every time you are going to do some calibration. So now for calibration means this is what is the 0 position. So now so that is the main objective. that if you do the mean zero, so this whatever noises are there, it will be automatically removed out, chopped out. So that is why this step is being introduced.
Sir, he is saying that in the covariance function that is already defined in the like in the NumPy, if we apply the covariance in the the mean zero subtracted value, they will calculate the mean based on the mean subtracted, like the MZ will be the mean MZ will be calculated based on the delta Zi. But here in this particular application, we are not subtracting from the mean of the delta Zi. We have to subtract the mean from the that we have obtained from the original image. So that's why the covariance matrix that is in the NumPy library, that we cannot directly use.
Okay.
The mean
So
calculation is different for this one and the defined function. That's why.
Then you have to write a code for it. But in MATLAB, there is a provisions. Okay.
Yeah.
So because these things has been maintained on this MATLAB application.
Yes.
So anyway, Joyita has pointed out that you have to write.
Yes, I just checked it in that the implementation is different.
Then you'll have to write a separate code for it, because this is a mean zero is very important things in your PCA. Okay, so you have to do it. Okay, because you need to bring back all this data in such a way so that if you following some distribution of this data, so half of the data is one side of the region, half of the other side of the region, if it is follow standard normal. By the way, this is mean is 0 and standard deviation is 1. So you have to follow it. So that is why we are going to do it. And we are assuming that your data is following the normal distribution. Okay.
So,
yes.
In the given PDF, it says we are calculating surrogate covariance just because to reduce the dimension. Earlier, the dimension was Mn cross Mn. So for it to reduce to P cross P, we are doing that. And it is exactly same what Sir was earlier saying. Like we do the transpose and calculate the covariance.
If we do even if you do the transpose and calculate the covariance, if you are applying it on the mean subtracted value, right? The del one,
If we are directly calculating covariance, why do we need to do that? Calculating covariance on mean subtracted value. We can directly calculate covariance on the image pixels itself, right?
Okay. Yeah, that is also true.
Yes, that is also true.
Yes.
Yes, because he has also very good one point he has pointed out now. So because there is no need to compute it again, na? So
later for calculation of eigenphases and phase signature, we might need to calculate mean subtracted value because that is there needed, right?
Exactly. Yes. Because because in the eigenphase you just see na, when I taught you this PCA from the eigenphase you are going to project it na. So you just try to recollect the concept of the projection. So you have some data points in the 2D, you are trying to project it. I mean, you are going to have the perpendicular distance. Okay, so similarly in the you are going to have some projected face. So now these projected images are called the eigenface image. I mean, in which directions? So each particular direction you will have these different faces. So now for these P populations, so P eigenfaces that you are going to have. I mean,
but I just checked the values are coming different. I think it would be better if you follow the formula instead of directly doing. But because I just checked that the values Maybe you can also check. It's not like
You do one thing. So one student will go with this the inbuilt function, another student you just write your hard code. So
yeah.
then only you can validate the results.
Yes, you can
If you,
check by yourself that if you follow the formula and if you directly perform the covariance and the values are changing or not. Okay, I just check it changed, but you should also check. Okay.
Acha,
Oh,
one
yes,
PDF,
sir.
one PPT I sent you. So can you just look at this PPT? Means I don't remember this one PPT I sent you where this image face recognition using image processing was there.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
They have already shared it in the chat.
okay. Where
PDF.
this concept was there, because this is surrogate matrix by the this author. Okay, this is same thing. Same thing in a different way. There is a Turk and Peterland. Okay, so some their concept.
So PPT or PDF?
No, one PPT I sent them.
Oh no, that they haven't.
So can anybody please check it? So one PPT I sent you. So I'm that where this face recognition using PCA. So whenever I explain to you the PCA na in PPT sum. So if you go through this PPT and I mean in the middle of the PPT, so one application was there, how to solve face recognition using PCA. Then you will see the concept
Sir,
was.
as far as I can recall, during the class you taught us about satellite image PCA implementation, not the
No.
face recognition.
No. There's another PPT I just sent you through email. Can you just check it? PCA PPT. Let me check it again. There's a the PPT name was dimensionality reduction. Do the heart.
Yes, sir.
The total 60 slides were there.
Yes, sir.
Can anyone just check it? You can also get help from this PPT also. There the concept was there. There's a tool capital land. Anyway, so means whatever that I sent to you, like this stepwise implementation process for PCA, so you can follow it. Okay, you will get the results. But this and the AT&T dataset you can use, or you can use the IIT Kanpur dataset is there also. And also, in order to check your model, what you could do, you could collect your own faces, or you can collect your. I mean, you can share your friends' images also. Then you can test it.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Bolo.
So in the last assignment, you showed us the how to solve the problem using 5.2 cross 5.2 data types. So here the dimension is like M cross P. So I couldn't get how to calculate the mean in row wise manner. So could you please explain how to understand the data itself?
Joyita, what is the dimension? Can you just check it? The dimension of the images?
Yes, the dimension of the images, just 1 second. The total number of pixels is 10,304.
Okay.
And the total number of images is 400.
No, for each image, what is the dimension, size of the image? কত
So
by কত?
have to check.
Sir, 112 by 92.
112 by 92. Then you just multiply it. Then how much it is coming for each image?
Sir, 10304.
304.
So means each column will represent one person. Okay. Then if you have the p percent, so p. Okay. Then you take the row-wise mean. You just count the how many rows are there. Okay.
So the number of rows tells the number of person, right?
No.
No.
Number of columns or number of person.
You have to convert each of the image to a single dimension vector.
Column vector.
Yes, column vector. So it will be the like each pixel position is each row.
That is the tricks.
Can you repeat the class part again? I didn't get actually.
Which one?
That each person is each column would be each person, right?
Not each person, like the number of images that you are taking. That is 240 for the training images. Number of training images.
Each image we have to convert into a column vector of pixel values.
Yes.
How many images they are considered, Joyita?
So there are total 400 images, and for training they are taking 240, and for testing 160.
Okay.
Actually, in my case, there are 40 subjects, right? And each subject have 10 images. I have taken 39 subjects and made 40th subject as an imposter.
Yeah,
And,
so the imposter one is not actually part of the assignment. That you don't have to do it if you don't like. Instead of that, you can do that. You can take any other photo, suppose your friend's photo, then that you can test as an imposter. Okay, but the imposter one is not part of this assignment.
So how many students have done the satellite image assignment? Aditya, Snehal, only 2. Subra Sarkar, Shreyan Saha. Okay. Rajanya, Chittaranjan, Chakrafani. Oh, means okay, Sravanti Kundu. Data, how many students did not submit their assignment till now?
Sir, there are some students who didn't not like even in the first assignment they have not submitted. I don't know why. Uh, like almost 30 students. I don't know. 30 students they have not submitted.
Till now?
Yes, the first assignment.
No, not first assignment. Means no assignment has been submitted.
So those don't actually submit any of the assignment. Those 25 to 30 people.
Any assignment they did not submit?
No, there are total 70 student strength, right?
No.
No.
Lab is 48, na? Why 70? Theory is.
It is showing 70. I don't know why.
No. I'll just tell you. Officially, it is 40 to 48 to 50. Okay, because the software engineering student and PhD student and executive PhD student they don't have lab.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Let me check. Machine
Yes.
learning laboratory, we are having only 49 students.
It is showing me 30 students. 70 students.
70 students are there because so I have shared their code, okay, because they are attending it, but they are not supposed to submit it.
Okay.
Because these students are not included in this lab officially. So, in order to learn by themselves, okay, they are attending this class.
Okay, sir.
But officially, the attendance sheet that you are having, so this is the total number of final students.
Okay. So I'll check.
And you should consider only that student for marks.
Okay.
Not for all the students.
Sir, in the house prediction assignment, the previous assignment, 36 people have submitted. 36.
36, na?
Yeah. And before that, 44.
Okay. 44 means five students they have not submitted their assignment.
Yes. I have already given their names, I think.
Okay, so no need to disclose here because it is open source. So you just mark them 0.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, the last assignment did it in during the class itself. I thought I submitted it, but I forgot to submit that house prediction one. I can submit it right away. I just checked that I haven't submitted that one.
So after this lab, you submit. Okay.
Okay, sir.